Well, I'm going to work on getting you out of those soon, okay? Just keep cooperating with me. I appreciate it. And we'll get everything squared away.
Stole before. I don't.
Okay. And sir,
I can try to find the bill of sale. I have
sir,
a lot of
and I'm not saying that you stole it. Right now, what we've got is we just got a stolen motor vehicle. We're not saying that you...
On January 14th, 2021, a resident in Harnett County, North Carolina, reported her dirt bike stolen. About 2 weeks later, she spotted a bike for sale on Facebook that she believed was hers. She arranged to meet the seller, confirmed it was her bike by its vehicle identification number, and gave police a name: the teenager who had it, Malcolm Ziegler. 2 Fuquay-Varina officers were sent to his home to investigate possible possession of stolen property. What they didn't know yet, Malcolm and his father had bought that bike in good faith and had the paperwork to prove it. Welcome to Badge Done Right, where we spotlight law enforcement done right. If you're new here, hit subscribe and join us. Now let's get into the story.
Okay, what's your name?
Malcolm.
Malcolm?
Yes.
What's your last name? Malcolm Ziegler?
Yeah.
Okay, you got your ID on you?
No, I do not.
Okay.
But that wasn't us riding. We haven't rode at all this week.
Where do you stay? You stay here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I haven't rode at all today. She literally just came by here.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy running down the street?
That's his friend. They stay somewhere up there.
Okay. Do me a favor, man. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back for me, okay?
Within minutes of arriving, the first officer placed Malcolm in handcuffs, before verifying a single fact. That raises the central legal question: what actually makes a detention lawful? The Fourth Amendment protects people from unreasonable seizures, and the Supreme Court has repeatedly held that an officer needs some objective justification, probable cause, to detain someone. A few landmark rulings frame it. In Atwater versus Lago Vista, the court held that as long as probable cause exists, a detention can be valid even for a trivial offense. In County of Riverside versus McLaughlin, it set the outer limit for holding someone before a judge reviews that probable cause at 48 hours. In Whren versus United States, it held that an officer's private intentions don't decide legality. The presence of probable cause does. And in Florida versus Bostick, the court gave us the test for when an encounter becomes a seizure. Would a reasonable person feel free to end it? Once Malcolm was in handcuffs, he plainly was not. So the detention was real. But here's the problem. The officer had no objective evidence that Malcolm knew anything was stolen. He was acting on the word of the complaining party alone. With nothing to substantiate it, a court could well find that detention unlawful.
Can I get the bill of sale and show you that I bought it?
Yeah, we'll get all that taken care of, man. But what I need to do is just hang tight for me right here, okay?
Oh my gosh, what did I do?
Just hang tight for me right here, okay?
The officer walks Malcolm to the patrol car and searches him. During the search, Malcolm tells the officer that he is a minor. The officer places him in the vehicle while a second officer tries to reach Malcolm's father to find the bill of sale. Notably, the officer radios a code to dispatch that is widely understood to mean a subject is in custody for a formal arrest, not just a brief detention.
Well, I'm going to work on getting you out of those soon, okay? Just keep cooperating with me. I appreciate it. And we'll get everything squared away.
Stole before. I don't.
Okay. And sir,
I can try to find the bill of sale. I have
sir,
a lot of
and I'm not saying that you stole it. Right now, what we've got is we just got a stolen motor vehicle. We're not saying that you stole the vehicle. Okay, I'm not saying that at all, okay?
Yes, sir.
But it still is a crime to be in possession of a stolen motor vehicle.
The officers tell Malcolm they aren't accusing him of stealing the bike, but that possessing stolen property is still a crime. Under North Carolina law, Section 1472, possessing stolen goods worth more than $1,000 is a felony only if the person knew, or had reasonable grounds to believe, the goods were stolen. And in the 1953 case, State versus Brady, the state's Supreme Court spelled out the elements. The goods were stolen by someone else. The accused received them knowing they were stolen and kept them with a dishonest purpose. That knowledge requirement is everything. Malcolm offered, over and over, to show a bill of sale proving he bought the bike legitimately. If that's true, the criminal intent element falls apart.
So he's talking with your dad right now.
I can tell you. I can show you if you can go. You can go on my phone. I can show you exactly what I bought it from.
Okay. Hey, how you doing, sir? Hey,
Dad, I need that bill of sale.
Reason all this is going down, that vehicle's been entered as stolen at the National Crime Information Center. Do you have the bill of sale by any chance, sir?
I don't know where it is. It's either in my room or in the garage.
You gotta tell me where it is, Marcus. I saw y'all sign it, but what did you do? What is
Look.
the guy's name that sold you the bike?
I think it's like Tony or something. If you go on my phone, you look at Facebook profile.
Okay, well, also, tell me what the bill of sale is.
Go on the counter and see if it's on there.
What counter?
Inside the kitchen, the first one that has all where you put the mail at.
While Malcolm's father searched the house for the right receipt, two of the officers stepped aside and started talking about something that mattered a great deal: whether Malcolm should have been detained at all.
Hey, is he detained or 1095?
From what I heard, 1095, and that was before I even verified the VIN.
Okay.
But
That's why, well, my first thing I asked.
that's what I
Okay.
now I'm not 100% certain, but I believe I heard I heard essentially 1095 before I was even able to verify the VIN.
One of the officers pulled the first officer aside and directly questioned his decision to place a 14-year-old in handcuffs.
Hey,
Is he detained or is he?
he's detained right now because he is.
You did
He's
not.
14.
He's 14.
Yes.
Okay.
So I already explained to him he's detained right now. I told him that
So why is he detained?
because that's a stolen motor vehicle.
Okay. So
I mean, Diggs verified the VIN number, right?
did you? Is that before all that you verified before you?
I detained him and then
Okay,
we
that's why I
verified.
asked if he was 1095 or detained.
He's detained.
Okay. So obviously he's a juvenile, right?
Yeah.
You're not charging him with larceny of a.
Nope.
Okay, because obviously that didn't happen.
Yep.
Here. So worst you have is what?
Possession of a stolen motor vehicle.
Which is you gonna think you get secure custody and all that,
Probably
or a
not.
petition? All right. You're 14. Me personally, he ain't going nowhere. You're here with what, Dad?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no sense having him sit in the car with handcuffs on.
Okay.
You ain't. If he was 18, and you might be taken to jail for possession of stolen property,
All right.
different. But you ain't gonna take him to jail, right? It's gonna be a petition.
The point the second officer pressed was both practical and legal. The law treats minors very differently from adults. In North Carolina, taking a juvenile into custody is tightly limited. Generally only when an officer sees or has probable cause to believe the child committed a serious offense, when the child is beyond a guardian's control, or has escaped custody. A juvenile can't be held long, and the process usually runs through a court counselor who can dismiss a complaint, divert it to community service or counseling, or file a petition for court. The first officer had, at most, been planning to file a petition, a paperwork step, yet he had handcuffed a kid and put him in a patrol car to do it. The second officer's argument was simple. You don't have an objective basis for this, and the response doesn't fit what you're actually doing. When the first officer wondered aloud whether he could charge Malcolm anyway, the second officer pushed him, again, to look at the facts first.
I'll go ahead and take him out. Question for you. So supposedly, I know they're working on getting the bill of sale right now. I haven't asked him any questions, but he's been running his mouth. He said that he got it from some guy off in Lillington. Okay. My whole thing is, I know legally he can still be charged.
Yeah. If he's got a bill of sale, me personally,
Yeah.
I have grown up racing dirt bikes, buying four-wheelers. I got 3 four-wheelers at the house now.
Yeah.
I've never once had one run until I was a cop.
Yep. If basically what you're saying is if he has a bill of sale, you wouldn't end up filing the petition.
No, but I'd have him, talk to Lake County and try to
Yeah,
figure
of
out
course.
who he got it from or not.
Hey, where all do you think that bill of
You can
sale
step
might
out.
be at?
So you can step out. We're going to take the handcuffs off.
Yeah.
The handcuffs came off. Malcolm went inside, found the bill of sale, and the officers confirmed the purchase was legitimate. They explained that Malcolm and his father were themselves victims. They had paid for something they didn't know was stolen, and were entitled to recover their money. The rightful owner got the bike back, and the officers left without filing any charge against Malcolm. There's more to it, though. Malcolm is black. A white friend who was with him was also handcuffed that day, but released quickly. About a month later, Fuquay-Varina police released the full body camera footage. The family had asked for it, and asked that Malcolm's face and name not be blurred. At a press conference, Malcolm's parents called for police reform and training, said they believed race played a role, and asserted their son had been arrested, not merely detained. Fuquay-Varina Mayor John Byrne responded that the officers acted within policy and legal parameters, that an internal review had been completed, and that the detention was not because of race. Those two accounts don't reconcile, and reasonable people watch that footage and come away differently. What isn't in dispute is what the second officer did in the moment. Strip this story down, and here's what's left. A 14-year-old did everything right, stayed calm, told the truth, asked for the chance to prove it. And for a while, that wasn't enough, because the first officer, who it turns out was still in training, had already decided what he was looking at. That's the pattern this channel keeps running into. Officers get taught to see the crime first, even when an innocent explanation is sitting right there. Every bit is believable. What broke that pattern wasn't a lawyer, and it wasn't a lawsuit. It was a colleague willing to say, out loud, that this wasn't the best way to handle it. He didn't cover for the other officer. He didn't wait for it to become someone else's problem. He made the case, on the facts, that a kid shouldn't be pushed through the system over a bike he legally bought. And he kept making it, even when the first officer wanted to press ahead anyway. Whatever you conclude about everything else in this footage, that one decision is worth studying. Because the distance between a wrongful charge and a 14-year-old walking back into his own house came down to one officer choosing to speak up. A badge doesn't make that choice. The person behind it does. That's the story out of Whren, North Carolina. Proof that good policing isn't the exception, it's a choice officers make every single day. Subscribe, stay sharp, and remember, accountability works both ways. I'll see you in the next story.